Welcome back, casual gamers. It's Saturday. You know what that means. It's time for this week's wrap-up. So let's kick this gaming news story off with the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League failing to live up to Warner Bros. Sales expectations. So it's not really a surprise at this point that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League isn't quite a hit with the fans. Rocksteady, the guys who brought us the Arkhamverse, are the ones who spearheaded this project. And while the concept of the game is really cool, I mean, you get to play as Task Force X and you get to take down the Justice League, something that doesn't quite happen often in video games, related to the DC universe, minus the two Injustice games. But I think one of the major components that threw this game off from the get-go was the live service element that was initially announced for the game. And I feel like even that wasn't like a major blow to the game itself, but then once the game finally released and everybody caught wind of the story and everything that was going on with it, how the heroes are killed off, and with people thinking that this would have been Kevin Conroy's last performance ever before his passing, a lot of people were very unhappy, to say the least. Lots of complaints about the gameplay being repetitive, about how it's pretty much like a deliver the payload kind of style game. Things just really didn't add up for this game, and the fact that it was built around the live service model kind of affected the production, I think, and like the whole story in general, because I don't know if you guys know by now, but after you defeat all the heroes and you have to take on Brainiac at the end, spoilers, of course, I think there should be a spoiler warning in case any of you feel like playing it for some reason. But when you go to fight Brainiac, you're not actually fighting Brainiac, you're fighting a color palette swap Flash. Which I think is kind of an interesting choice to go with. But anyway, you fight a color-swapped Flash with extra enemies thrown in the mix, and pretty much that's the whole boss fight. I feel like that was a decision made for the live service model because you'll have to jump into different multiverses and fight Brainiac, who will then shapeshift or turn into other members of the Justice League, which is kind of an underwhelming finale for the base game, in my opinion. But anyway, the real reason we're talking about this today is because they failed to live up to WB's sales expectations. During an earnings call, the CFO of Warner Bros. Discovery told an analyst that this year, Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases in 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, setting our games business up for a tough year-over-year comp in Q1. Now, if you've been following the Kill the Justice League story up until this point, this really shouldn't come as a surprise to you. The Steam player count from the very beginning wasn't really all that impressive, and while I'm sure they were hoping that it would pick up, it's only gotten worse as time went on. As we could see, the all-time peak is 13,459, and as of right now, the player peak in the last 24 hours has been just over 900 players, which is very bad considering that this is from a AAA game dev, the same studio that brought us Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and Arkham Asylum. Granted, I'm sure that the developers who made those games are no longer with the company, but still, to see such a major company that brought us so many beloved games fall to such a low player count is kind of sad to see. As for right now, it seems that Rocksteady is still going to carry out their roadmap for their future plans regarding Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but things really aren't looking good for their game, and I guess we'll just have to see how things play out. What do you guys think about this news that Suicide Squad failed to live up to Warner Bros. Expectations? Like I said, I'm not really surprised that it got this low, I'm just more so surprised that it got this low pretty quick. I mean, it hasn't even been a month since it's been released yet. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Skull and Bones has a disastrous launch. So it appears that Suicide Squad is not the only game to have a pretty bad launch this year. Skull and Bones, which an Ubisoft CEO declared to be a quadruple A game, isn't doing so hot either. It's currently getting torn to shreds by other review channels and currently sits at a Metascore of 60 with a 3.6 user score. It's a shame for all the people who were hoping for a good pirate game, and some people are still enjoying it to some extent, but a lot of people really are digging this new pirate adventure, which was originally supposed to be DLC for Assassin's Creed Black Flag apparently. According to a report from Insider Gaming, Skull and Bones failed to crack the 1 million player milestone and is currently sitting at around 850,000 players. That's still not entirely bad. I mean, it's not Suicide Squad, which failed to even crack 100,000 players, but I mean, still not the goal that Ubisoft wanted. Again, this is a game relying on live service elements as well, and a lot of players aren't happy about that. When I had played the early test of it, I wasn't exactly thrilled with it either. Not that there was any problems with the game, like bugs or anything, not that I can find, but I just didn't really find it all that entertaining. Granted, I'm personally not really looking for a pirate adventure game, so I don't know what exactly I was hoping to find when I played it, but I just found it really boring. I did not have any interest in it. The opening sequence was pretty cool. I thought the opening sequence where you had to battle that giant ship and then your ship gets torn to shreds by the other multiple giant ships was a pretty cool introduction. I thought the character creation portion was pretty interesting as well. After that, I guess I just wasn't very entertained like I had wanted to be. People are definitely not considering this a quadruple A game and hardly a triple A game in some cases. Lots of people are criticizing the $70 price tag for this, and I mean, it's easy to see why. Definitely a lot of craziness with these newer titles, not sitting too well with fans, but at least we've got games like Tekken 8 and even Helldivers, which is a live service game, so it's not impossible. It's not impossible to make a good live service game. But tell me what you guys are thinking. Have you played Skull and Bones yet? Are you enjoying it? Are you just happy to have a new pirate game, or are you on the same boat with a lot of these other players who aren't really feeling this new game, don't think it should be $70, and are you tired of live service games as well? A lot of people aren't a fan of live service games, but it seems that we've got quite a few coming out just in these 2 months alone. So let me know what you guys are thinking about everything regarding Skull and Bones and live service games in general. All right, guys, it's time for the games coming out next week. Dice Folk. Play as a Chimera summoner, go on an adventure, recruit new chimeras, and build the perfect squad. Command your chimeras using unique dice mechanics to lead your squad to victory. Coming to PC, February 27th. Shiren the Wanderer, The Mystery of Serpent Coil Island. Shiren the Wanderer and his companion Kappa the Talking Ferret return for an all-new roguelike dungeon crawling adventure on Serpent Coil Island. Coming to the Nintendo Switch, February 27th. Terror at Oakheart. The renowned slasher horror films of the 1980s and 1990s serve as a source of inspiration for Terror at Oakheart. The community of Oakheart has been terrorized by Teddy, a masked serial killer. As the body count rises, you discover there is more going on here than just a man in a mask. Coming to PC, February 27th. Wrath, Aeon of Ruin. Blast, slice, and shred through your enemies in this hardcore FPS inspired by the icons of the 90s, powered by the legendary Quake 1 tech. Taking place in a realm left to rot, take up arms, unearth long-forgotten secrets, and hunt down the guardians of the old world. Coming to PC, February 27th. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons remake. Guide two brothers on an epic journey of discovery, loss, adventure, and mystery remade for the latest generation of graphics, performance, and gameplay. Play in single-player mode or local co-op with a friend. This is one journey you will never forget. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, February 28th. Pecaminosa, A Deadly Hand. Activate your detective skills in this noir-influenced police action RPG. Grab your gun and prepare to face the strangest case of John Souza's career by helping the ghost of a dead mobster get justice. Hit the streets in search of intel, befriend the scum, and beat those who will try to stop you. Coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, February 28th. Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered. The evil empire is currently creating a doomsday army behind a veil of secrecy. However, they are no match for the Rebel Alliance's covert operations division. Your mission is to infiltrate the empire and put an end to their plans for terror and domination. Coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, February 28th. Time Melters. Prevent doomsday after it happened. Designed by the co-creator of Sang-Froid Tales of Werewolves and featuring both a single-player and co-op campaign, Time Melters is a strategy hero defense where you go back in time and fight alongside your past self against an onslaught of powerful foes. Coming to PC, February 28th. Welcome to Paradise. Paradise isn't exactly what you hoped for. It's infested with zombies. Thankfully, you can control them, capture them, and teach them to farm or fight. They'll help you defend our camp while you explore the world looking for a new paradise. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and and PC, February 29th. And finally, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Cloud and his comrades escape the city of Midgar in pursuit of the fallen hero Sephiroth. As they travel across the world, they find themselves on a journey that will decide the fate of the planet, coming to PlayStation 5, February 29th. And that's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll have more videos out for you guys in the future. Until then, this has been your friendly casual gamer, hoping that you stay as casual as I do, and I'll see you next time.